A very good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to class 11th Business Studies. And this is the revision class of chapter number 1, Nature and Purpose of Business. And part 1 we have revised yesterday. So today is the part 2 class of this chapter for the revision. So we have to start with the topic industry. I told you that industry is basically that part of business activity which converts the raw material into into finished product. And three types of industries we can have, that is primary industry, secondary industry, and tertiary industry. When we have to define the primary industry, we will simply say that primary industries are basically those industries which extracts the raw material from beneath the earth, and they provide that raw material to work on that for the secondary industries. The finished product of the primary industry is ultimately the raw material for the secondary industries. For example, the agricultural goods, that is wheat, is manufactured by the farmer in the primary industry, and then that is being provided to the secondary industry. The secondary industry works on that and it converts the wheat into flour and ultimately sell it to the tertiary industry so that it can ultimately be provided to the customers. So in the primary industries, we have two types of industries. We have extractive industry and genetic industry. When we talk about the extractive industry, we'll simply say the industries which are working on beneath the earth, extracting the raw material from the natural resources, right? Like soil, water, air, etc. For example, it extracts timber from forest, fish from sea, coal and iron are from soil. So this is all the primary industries, those who are working on the nature resources and they're providing the goods. Now, the second comes out in the primary industry is the genetic industries. The second part of the primary industry is genetic industry. Genetic industries means those industries which are basically concerned with the breeding of animals and plants. For example, agriculture, poultry farming, agriculture, nursery, cattle breeding, right? Fish farming, forestry. This all comes under the genetic industry, where the certain species of plants and animals are being reproduced to earn the profit from the work. Then the next here is secondary industry. The second type of industry we have is secondary industry. Secondary industry means all those industries which are concerned into the manufacturing or construction and which converts the raw material into final products. So it has basically two aspects: manufacturing and construction industry. Manufacturing industry means which manufactures the product, and construction industry means which constructs the building, right? So in manufacturing also we have four elements: analytical industry, synthetical industry, processing industry, and assembling industry. First of all, we have the analytical industry. Now, when we have to define what is the analytical industry, they will simply say that analytical industry is that industry which basically works in a way or which mix two elements in such a way that it becomes one product only, and it can't be separated. Analytical, right or not? Tell me, if you all have studied, is it the correct definition of analytical? Let me see your presence of mind. जो मैंने आपको बोला, is it correct? जी बताइए मुझे. सुनो, the correct definition for the analytical industry. We all are aware of that. Suppose if I'm talking about oil, and that too I'm talking about raw oil. ठीक? Whenever there is raw oil which is being extracted by the primary industries from beneath the earth, from soil, what is being done on that? This is basically analyzed and then converted into various finished products. This is first analyzed and then converted into various finished products. For example, हमने क्या किया? हमने एक रॉ ऑयल को रिफाइन किया, फिल्टर किया, process किया, analyze किया. Then from that we have converted it into petrol, diesel, kerosene oil, methane gas, or any other extraction. This is called analytical industry. So analytical industry is basically that industry which separates, after analyzing, which separates the product into various parts, the raw material into various finished goods. That is known as analytical industry. Then we have synthetic industry. Synthetic industry means the industry which is mixing two elements or two raw material in such a way to make one single finished product. For example, when perfumes are made, then in that case, various elements are mixed together for making one perfume. Various fumes and chemicals are mixed together for making one perfume. And that can't be separated again. That is known as synthetic or synthetical industry. Then we have processing industry. Take the example of sugar industry. That is the processing industry, where there is a certain process that we need to follow for converting the raw material into finished product. For example, first of all, you have to get the sugarcane from the primary industry. Then from that sugarcane, you have to get the, sugar syrup, sugarcane juice. You have to boil it. You have to refine it. You have to filter it. You have to add some elements into that, which means there is a proper process which is being used. Same way in the cement industry or in the paper industry. That is also processing. So processing industries means which works on a proper process, and that process is there which help us to convert the raw material into finished product. Then fourth and last in manufacturing industries, assembling industries. Assembling industries means where proper assembling is done. Elements की assembling होती है, then one proper good is made. For example, take the example of television, car, take the example of computers. A proper assembling is being done, where we are assembling various elements, and after assembling and joining all these elements together, we are making the product. We are making the final product. But those things can be made separated once again if you want. ये difference है synthetic में और assembling में. Synthetic में भी हम दो या दो से ज्यादा elements को join कर रहे हैं, but वो अलग नहीं हो सकता, mix हो जाता है. But assembling में वो separate हो सकता है. All right. Now construction industries. Construction industries means which are concerned in or engaged in the construction of buildings, dams, bridges, roads, canals, etc. The raw material required for these industries are supplied by the manufacturing industries and extractive industries. Construction industries outputs are always immovable, which means the industries which are engaged in making the buildings, making the roads and transport, making the canals, bridges, dams, that all comes under construction industry. Then we have the third, that is tertiary industry. Tertiary industry means वो industry जो service sector industry होती है, which means the tertiary industry is basically the industry which provide the support service, to primary and secondary industry. For example, banking services there, warehousing services there, right? Insurance services there, finance services there. So the service which is provided as a support service for the other things. For example, like manufacturing industry, as I gave you the example, there is a farmer who have made the agricultural goods. Suppose he has made the wheat. He has grown the wheat. The wheat from the primary industry is now being provided to the secondary industry. That is Shakti Bhog Atta, which has converted, because that's an industry which has converted the raw material wheat into flour. Then that Shakti Bhog Atta is going to take the help of the transport industry. which is going to transport that Shakti Bhog atta packets at various states of the country of the nation. That means tertiary industry involves various service sectors industries, which helps in the main providing the goods and services to the general public. So it consists of banking service, insurance service, advertising service, communication service, warehousing service, finance service, etc. Just look at the pictures. Hotel Taj Palace, Mumbai. Which type of service is this? Hospitality. Then transportation, then communication, insurance. This is all service sector industry. So industry is basically defined or divided into three categories: primary, secondary, tertiary. In primary, we have two, that is extractive and genetic industries. In secondary also we have manufacturing and construction industries, and in tertiary we have various services to be provided. And business is always equals to industry plus commerce, where we have studied the industry. Now we will be doing the commerce. Commerce is basically the helping hand to do the trade. Yes. See, if I want to see the circle given on the screen, if you want to do the trade, trade is buying and selling of goods. If you want to do the trade, of course you have to purchase, or you'll be engaged in purchase and sale of goods, right? But for that purchasing and selling of goods, you need to have the help of auxiliaries to trade, जिसको हम aids to trade बोलते हैं. Auxiliaries to trade means the service industry. This is actually the commerce only. So commerce includes trade and aids to trade. Buying and selling of goods is termed as trade, but there are a lot of activities that facilitates the process of trade. These are called aids to trade or helpers to trade. Aids to trade include banking, insurance, communication, advertisement, and warehousing. So auxiliaries to trades में, aids to trade में, banking, insurance, communication, advertisement, and warehousing, everything is being covered. Now what is trade? You all already know the meaning of trade. Trade refers to the buying and selling of goods with the objective of earning profit. And trade is of two types: internal as well as external trade. Internal trade means the trade which we are doing with our own economy only, which means the trade in which we are not involving the other countries, that is known as trade, but internal trade. But if suppose more than two countries are involved, then it will be known as auxiliaries to trade, right? External trade. Now auxiliaries to trade, all those service sector services: transportation service, communication service, banking, insurance, warehousing, advertisement, insurance, that is all auxiliaries to trade only. Now the next comes out to be, Acha, tell me which problems are being removed by these services. Can you tell me which of the hindrances are removed by these auxiliaries to trade? For example, transportation service. Transportation service removes which hindrance? Transportation से definitely जो time की hindrance है वो remove हो जाती है. Time की? अच्छा. Then tell me communication service. Communication service removes which hindrance? Communication service removes which hindrance? Very good. Information of hindrance of information. Banking, finance, insurance removes risk. Warehousing removes hindrance of place, storage or place. Then advertisement removes again by information. Insurance removes hindrance of risk. Good. Okay, now what are the objectives of business? So let me tell you that what are the objectives of business. The business has mainly three major objectives. यहाँ two लिखे हैं, but business have three major objectives. Economic objectives means business के objectives अपने लिए, जिसको हम organizational objectives भी बोलते हैं. Social objectives means the business's objectives for the society. And third, personal objectives, which means businesses objectives for the individuals or for the persons. Now, economic objectives like earning profit, innovation, creation of customers, productivity, these all are the economic objectives, means what business has to do for themselves. Like survival is the objective, economic earning profit, bringing innovation, creation of customers, that is all economic objectives. Then social objectives. What are the social objectives of the business? Means what business has to do for the society. For example, supply of good quality product at reasonable price, welfare of employees, community service, generation of employment opportunities, right? So these all are the social objectives. And there are the third, personal objectives or individual objectives. Means what are the objectives of the business for the individual, for the employees of the business organization. So employees के लिए कौन से objectives हैं? Employees के लिए objectives कौन-कौन से हैं? Like giving them proper salary, competitive salary, right? Along with that, there should be proper holidays given to them, offs given to them. Along with that, take care of the basic necessities, basic needs of the employees. So all these are the personal objectives. Now, the very important question, what is the role of profit in business? What is the role of profit in business? As we know that profit is the reward of business because we are taking risk in that. So what is the role of profit? Profit will be there. So of course, first of all, it is a source of income. Secondly, if I want to grow and expand my business, then definitely profit is required for that. If I want to grow and expand my business, of course, profit is required in that. Then profit is required to look at the index of the business performance, that how my business is performing. For that, definitely I need to see the index for that. So profit is the index for business performance. Then profit increases the efficiency of business. Profit जो है business की efficiency को भी increase करता है. Profit enhances the prestige also. Like profit जो है वो prestige को भी enhance करता है. Prestige मतलब एक तरह से आपकी goodwill को भी increase करता है, because एक firm with good profit and a firm with less profit, of course you would be preferring the firm with good profit. Then there is business risk. Business risk means the possibility. First of all, what is the risk? Risk is the possibility of loss. Risk is the possibility of loss. And business risk is of course unavoidable. In business, the risk is of course unavoidable, because definitely you never know, risk can be there. Two types of risk are there, speculative and pure. Dekho, when you are not sure that business will have loss and there is a possibility of gain as well as loss, that is known as speculative risk. Like change in any of the particular thing may give you loss and may not give you loss. That is speculative risk. But pure risk means when you know there will be loss or no loss. For example, if there is a chance of fire and theft, of course these are the examples of pure risk. होगा ही होगा risk तो. क्यों? क्योंकि आग लगी है तो डेफिनेटली कुछ तो जला होगा ना, कुछ तो हुआ ही होगा, चाहे एक छोटी सी वॉल ही काली हुई हो, बट कुछ तो हुआ ही होगा. So that is pure. Then what is the nature of business risk? Business risk is due to uncertainties. Business risk arises due to uncertainties, because future is uncertain. That's why only we say that business risk is there, and definitely it is because of uncertainty. Risk is an essential part of every business. जो business में risk होता है, that is always the essential part of every business. Risk is an essential part of every business. No business can escape from risk. बड़ा business है तो ज़्यादा risk होगा, छोटा business है तो कम risk होगा. But no business can be escaped from the risk taking. Then profit is the reward for risk taking. If we are taking the risk, then only I'm saying that we are generating the profit also. So of course profit is the reward for risk taking. Then risk depends mainly upon the nature and size of business. जितना बड़ा business होगा risk उतना ज्यादा होगा, जितना छोटा business होगा risk उतना ही कम होगा. So it depends upon the nature and size of business also, that what kind of risk you will be facing and how much. What do you think? What are the methods to deal with the business risk? Definitely we should not involve ourselves into the projects which are high risk ventures. Business should not go into the projects or ventures which are high risk project. Same way, precautionary measures we should take. For example, insurance we should take, firefighting equipments we should install, so that the risk can be minimized. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि risk बिल्कुल खत्म कर सकते हैं, but the risk can be minimized. Then we should not enter, the business must not enter into the high risk business transactions. जहां से मुझे लग रहा है कि these transactions are definitely a very high risk business transactions, उनमें हमें include नहीं होना चाहिए. And take measures like create provisions in the current earnings, as in the case of provision for bad debts. जैसे हम accounts में करते हैं, from the current earning we should definitely make some provisions if we have more earnings in the current stage, so that if in future any risk arises, then we can just pop up with that from the current earning provisions. All right, okay, आगे देखते हैं next. Causes of business risk. Natural causes, natural calamity. Economic causes, economic causes basically when we talk about less demand, less supply, उसकी वजह से जब problem होती है. Human causes, human causes means when we simply say that suppose my accountant is doing some problem in the business and he is misappropriating the cash, that is the human cause. Then government causes, for example, there is a change in the government and government has introduced the different policy than the before, and because of the new policy of the government, many businesses started getting or suffering the loss, that is the government causes. Then physical causes. So these are the causes of risk, factors to be considered while starting a business, that is not in syllabus now. Okay, now moving further.